Well,
Vibes are back.
I ain't gonna turn my nose up at it. I
Hell
mean,
no.
Shams Charania tweeted during the commercial break that Jae Crowder is close to a deal with the Sacramento Kings.
Mm.
That's a name a handful of people, including our James Ham, have mentioned a time or two over the last month or so. And it appears that Monty McNair, Mike Brown, the Sacramento Kings are working towards a deal to bring Jae Crowder to Sacramento. So,
Jae Crowder, if you can knock down the three when it's past you, then we're all good, bro.
I'm just gonna assume, and maybe I shouldn't, but I'm assuming he'll shoot it better than 20-something%.
yeah,
think
I
he
don't
will.
know. I don't know. The thing that I can't get over with this basketball team is how are all of you shooting bad?
I don't know.
Like, there's
That
not
is
even
crazy.
one guy where you're like TK asked, like, who's the sharpshooter? There's not even one guy you can point to. There's zero. They're all bad right now.
Played 53 games last season, shot 35%,
I'll take it.
34.9. But
If he
we'll round
shot
up.
if he shot like a fair volume, that would lead the team right now.
Excuse me, 50 games. Played 50 games.
Three threes a night. 3.3 threes a night. 35%. Sign me up.
I mean,
me
that's
Again,
pretty...
I'm not gonna look down at it. I'm perfect. I'm
no.
perfectly fine with this.
No. So we like Jae Crowder.
Yeah.
And I think he might not be what he used to be, what I'm thinking of Jae Crowder. He may be past that. But number one, Trey Lyles is out for I'm not
He's gonna be out a
reporting.
while. Yeah,
He's gonna be out for a little while. You need that. You're already not playing a lot of guys. You need that spot filled, and you need it filled with a guy that can potentially shoot. Doug McDermott ain't it. So yeah, Jae Crowder's out there.
I'm sorry, your boy Doug McDermott ain't it?
That is my boy. That's my boy, but he's not it. He ain't gonna defend nobody. He's still gonna shoot 43% from beyond the arc until December 1st. He's at 40 now. Should have only shot once.
It's better than going out and doing nothing. And honestly, like, I don't know, I kind of see it as Monty sees there's issues here too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not a trade to be made right now, so I guess this is probably the next best thing for the time being. We'll see what it amounts to. But
Sean tweeted, he used a little bit different wording. Sources confirmed that the Kings have signed free agent Jae Crowder. Again, verbiage is like may not have been final. Like, right. Shams isn't tweeting that unless Jae Crowder is signing with the Kings.
Exactly.
Right. And so Sean from Shams to Sean tweeted, sources confirmed that the Kings have signed free agent Jae Crowder. Crowder had been in Sacramento during the offseason to work with players in town. He now brings championship experience and toughness to a team sorely needing it. So that's from Sean Cunningham right there. Jae Crowder on the way, on the heels of the Trey Lyles injury.
Once again, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I like the deal. I like Jae Crowder. Maybe my idea of Jae Crowder isn't what he actually is at this point, but I'd like to find
James is here.
Wait, that's gotta be James. That's gotta be James.
James is here. James, what? I know why you're here. Jae Crowder, you've been talking about him for last couple of months. He's finally, in fact, a member of the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, my sources are confirming that the Kings are super close to a deal. Look, you got to do something. The Trey Lyles injury probably might cost him quite a bit of time, like it did last time. And I think the Kings are very thin at the 3-4. This is a tough guy. This is a guy with championship, credentials. A guy who comes in and instantly becomes a big voice in the room. And I think it's interesting. We don't know how much tread Jae Crowder has on the tires here. But this is a veteran piece. Kings have, just so people know, their roster has been at 14 players. And so they actually have the ability to add a player without waiving anyone. They can go up to 15 here. And I don't know if he'll get a full guarantee or what, but I definitely like the idea of Jae Crowder. And, they need somebody like this really, really bad at this point.
Real quick, sorry, Sean did change the verbiage of his tweet.
Got you. I'm looking at Trey Lyles last year, who had a calf strain last year. He missed about a month. I think it happened the last week of training, last week of preseason. He didn't come back until November 22nd. The season started on October 25th. So he had a calf strain last year. Who knows if it's the same level or not, but I'm just thinking about the last time he got hurt. He missed about a month last year with a calf strain.
What did Trey hurt this offseason?
Groin.
Oh, the groin. That's right.
That damn James.
I didn't even mean to. I
Hey,
didn't even mean to.
That was well done, James.
Kenny was on his way too. He was gonna do it again.
Yeah. Like, look, this injury to Trey, it cost him a bunch of time last year, and you could see him coming off the court last night, said, it's my calf. And like, we went back and watched it a couple of times. I was sitting next to Sean, and we couldn't see it. Like, there was a moment where it looked like somebody may have kicked him in the back of the leg, but it was the wrong leg. So it looked like it was knee-to-knee contact, and that was the initial thought, that maybe he had like got a bruised knee or something. But then as soon as he starts limping off, he starts talking about his calf, and it's a right calf. It wasn't the left calf that looked like he might have got kicked in the back of the leg. So I'm going to guess it doesn't matter. Either way, the Kings needed another player for the front court. And again, at 33 or whatever Jae Crowder is, I don't know how much he's got in the tank, but there are worse options out there.
Jae Crowder, 34. I thought he was a little older. He still should be able to bring something to the table. Hopefully, but like he's been kind of a middling player the last 2 stints he's had. Like I said earlier, maybe I like the idea of Jae Crowder more than who he actually is at this point, but I'm interested to see what he could do here.
Yeah, I mean, look what Mike Brown had to do last night when Trey Lyles went out of the game. And this isn't a dig at Isaac Jones. I think Isaac Jones has a future in the NBA, but Isaac Jones has played like a handful of G League games and some preseason games, and he was an undrafted free agent during the draft this year. And then that's not even going back to like his college career and how he got into the college game. This is a team that lacks depth on the front line, and you need somebody that gives you some sort of variable. And I guess the hope is that Jae Crowder, who is a career 34.8% shooter from three, but realistically over the last like 5 or 6 years has been a much better shooter than that, but that he still has his legs and he can still hit a shot, because this Kings team just can't seem to be able to hit a 3-point shot at all.
And James, I'm frustrated. I think a lot of Kings fans are frustrated, and I like the idea of Jae Crowder coming in, but I'm not exactly sure like what he's walking into. Like, what we can't figure out, Hammer, and this is what we spent a lot of time talking about today, is 2 weeks ago I didn't think the Kings were bad. Now you can't convince me otherwise. Like, when they were losing games at the beginning of the season, like the games to Minnesota, the games to Los Angeles, like those were different. Like when OKC decided they wanted to turn up the gas a little bit, Kings had no response to that. I thought they had played a pretty good game. Like, De'Aaron wasn't great yesterday, but DeMar was. Like, Domas was good. I thought there was enough happening for them yesterday, and then OKC said, hey, let's just turn up the gas a little bit, and the Kings had absolutely no response to that. And that hadn't happened earlier in this season. That didn't even happen last year. Like, they would fight themselves, they would find a way to like stall out those runs and get back in games. Last night's game, I was really discouraged that they didn't have a response to that run that the Thunder made at the end of the third. And really, that ended the game. Like, the game was over going into the fourth quarter. The Kings had nothing coming out of that.
Yeah, it felt like, again, me and Kyle talked about this earlier, that all of their attention shifted directly to the officials. Like, they just felt like they were slighted, and it took them out of their game mentally. And against a team like OKC, man, things can get out of control really quickly. They're very similar to that, the Golden State Warriors teams, through their runs, where if you could be up 6 at half, and then by the end of the third quarter, you're down 20. If you don't come out of halftime and play about, crank it up, you're going to lose to them. And I feel like the Kings kind of, again, for whatever reason, they've been turning their attention to the officials a lot lately. And I know even like Mike Brown yelling and screaming at the officials just got his $35,000 fine. Mike Brown was yelling at an official, and the official had nothing to do with the fact that like the team they were playing was like 13 of 19 from 3 in the first half. Like that dude there was nothing he did that made you trail in that game. Whether, Colby Jones got fouled on a breakaway attempt or not, I don't know. I didn't see the replay up close and watch it 6 times. But that doesn't matter. Like, don't get frustrated at the guys, with the whistle. Get frustrated with yourself in that situation to be better and figure out ways to get around it. And I know it feels like it was unfair. And, at the point that all of that stuff started to transpire, there was like a 17-7 foul disparity where the Kings had been called for 17 fouls and OKC had only been called for 7. But that's how they're calling the game. They're not giving you anything, and you got to know that. By that point in the game, you very well knew that they weren't giving you anything, and they were going to probably call more whistles on you down the stretch than they were OKC. Like, that's the reality of your situation. So be better in the situation and stop worrying about it. Just play ball and hopefully you don't foul out. But that's not what the Kings did. It just snapped them out of the trance and they were done and game was over. You're like, wow, that happened quick.
Yeah, that was unfortunate to see. Basketball gods giveth, basketball gods taketh away, as our guy, ravishing Jay Gayton, reports, hearing from league sources that Kings guard forward DeMar DeRozan experienced some lower back inflammation after last night's game versus the Thunder. DeMar is expected to be listed as out versus the Timberwolves tomorrow night.
Whew.
So
not great.
Jay Gayton.
Man, this thing spiraled fast. Like fast.
Yeah.
Well, Cooper Flag, am I right?
Well,
do they even have the pick? How does this work, James?
Isn't it now
it's top 12 protected.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, you know what though?
Let's just take somebody that's hurt.
You could
number 1 pick.
Who can't dress.
You could just put Kevin Huerter right back in the starting lineup. There it is.
And do what? Like what would you do there? Oh, I know what you mean. DeMar's out. You got to put. Well, someone has to start.
Somebody's got to start.
Well, welcome back, Kev.
The one game.
Back, Kev. Hey, bud.
One game hiatus.
Twice.
Brother. Has Mike Brown broken Kevin Huerter?
Did Mike Brown break Kevin Huerter, or did Kevin Huerter just break himself?
I don't know.
I mean, he gave him the starting job, right? Didn't have any training camp.
He did.
Yeah, gave him the starting job, gave him 15, 17 games to figure it out.
Yeah, you're right. He did.
Yeah. So tough times in Sacramento.
And that's where it comes down to, like we've been talking about for the last couple of days, man. These guys got to execute. These guys got to get it done. It ain't gonna be no handouts. Ain't nobody gonna have no pity party for them. They got to play better. No. And aside from Jae Crowder being signed, there ain't a whole lot of changes that are going to be made.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, these guys have to figure out how to get out of the doldrums that they're in right now. And ain't nobody going to come save them. Ain't nobody going to take sympathy on them when I talk about, like, the other teams in the league. Nobody going to feel sorry for them. Minnesota, they got their own issues that they're going to be trying to take care of on Wednesday night. So they better be ready to play.
No, I agree. And I really like Keon Ellis in the starting lineup. I hope that he doesn't do something like the Twin Towers with Alex Len and Domantas Sabonis like he did last time they played Minnesota.
Well, it went really well last time, James.
Yeah.
It went awesome.
I'm hoping that that's not what happens, but I like the Keegan Murray, Keon Ellis, 2 defenders in your starting lineup, 2 really, and for that matter, De'Aaron Fox has been playing great defensively too. Mm-hmm. So like 3 really, really strong defenders in your starting lineup. I like that. So. Yeah,
I'm fine with. I mean, it works. Put Keegan at 2, Kevin at 4, Keon at 2, Kevin at 4, because Logan Dorn's Malik Monk, who might be the greatest basketball player to ever live, given the way that they play when he's out, may tell the story. James, thanks for checking in and giving your thoughts on Jae Crowder, man. We appreciate you, my friend.
Sounds good. See you guys tomorrow.
Right. Kings Insider, James Ham Insiders tomorrow at 10 a.m. here on ESPN 1320. Jae Crowder, I guess, soon to be the newest member of the Sacramento Kings, according to James, Sean, and of course, Sham Sharani.
His DeMar back situation is a little frustrating.
You know what really sucks, man, is I didn't think he was okay until last night.
Yeah, I thought I agreed with you when you said it on the show that he looks a little off. He looked great last night. Looked great.
Yeah, the Jae Crowder news was cool up until it came with the side of DeMar's out.
So
well, I don't know.
So they also shout out to ESPN 1320 insider Mrs. Mac 10.
Well,
she keeps dropping the bombs. They said there's an evaluation for Trey Lyles that'll happen in 4 weeks. He'll be reevaluated.
Wait, who said that?
Miss Mac 10.
Shout out Miss Mac 10. Oh, here's the update. Okay, I was like, if there's not an email in my folder,
no, I saw the email and saw it, but I saw Miss Mac 10 before I saw the email.
3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah,
3 to 4 weeks. And the DeMar DeRozan note is in here too.
All right. Well, but look, hey, nobody feeling sorry for him. Ain't nobody crying for them, Argentina. You got expectations still that you need to take care of.
Can they even reach those expectations at this point? Like, are we asking Jae Crowder to come in and play 10, 15 minutes?
They can.
Yeah,
Here's where my thing is. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, no, the Kings can still hit those expectations. I don't know how to describe to you how that's going to happen.
We're already out on Kevin Huerter.
Kevin, man, I don't know what to say about Kevin Huerter. Man, this dude he's a cat. He's got 9 lives. James is right. Unless Mike does something stupid tomorrow and it's Doug McDermott, Kevin should start tomorrow.
Yeah.
It should be De'Aaron, Keon, and Kevin. And Kevin has another opportunity to, get right, man. And it Jesse's shaking his head. I don't think he's going to, but he's got another opportunity. He's got another life. He's got another chance to do it.
I don't think the same way about Kevin Huerter. I guess I'm a one-man Wolfpack that maybe you, Jesse, and Trista think about him. I don't know what's going on here. And I didn't follow him that closely in Atlanta. But we've got more seasons of seeing him be a good to decent basketball player than what we saw last year and what we've seen in the last 2 weeks or so from Kevin Huerter. And I'm not saying he's got to be beating team one Kevin Huerter, but I do think he's better than the way he's played. I don't know what's going on and how to get him out of this funk and make him a little bit more consistent. But I'm not all the way out on Kevin Huerter, especially I don't necessarily know if I want him starting, but especially, if when DeMar can get back and Huerter goes back to the bench. I think he can be a better basketball player than what he's shown. I think it is in him to be better. But, being fair, we haven't seen it enough.
This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Looking at yesterday, it was the first game he came off the bench. He scored 0 points. I'm going to move backwards. I'm going to move backwards to that Clippers game, the first one at the Golden One Center. Okay. That's where I'm going to go to. 0. These are obviously point totals. 0, 11, 0, 9, 18, 4, 22, 2, 17, 4, 11.
That's the motto.
What do you do with that?
Yes.
If you're Mike, what do you even, if you're this whole effing coaching staff, what do you even do with that? He was averaging up until that point, because I know we did it. These were his numbers: 2, 14, 18, 14, 10, inactive, 11. up until then, and I'll get the exact number. I feel like it was 11.5. We said he is right in the middle of 1 and 2, year 1 and year 2. He's right in the middle. The man is he's back down to like 9 points per game now. 9.8. He's put up goose eggs twice.
And being right in the middle of season 1 and season 2, in my opinion, I guess, I think you felt the same way. It was perfectly fine. We didn't necessarily
absolutely.
need
It was
you to
perfectly
be
fine.
First year Kevin Huerter.
Would have been awesome.
Yeah, it would have been great. But if you were better than last year, and a little bit lower than that year before, be great. Everything was cool. We thought the team was good at that point. Everything that we saw, we're like, no, they're good. They're battling. They're doing good. And then, like you said, he just completely got crazy. Then you ask, what do you do with that? You put him on the bench. You can't have your starting 2 guard being that inconsistent. The
killer is if Mike had just given him one more game, he wouldn't have got moved to the bench, and and then you could have done whatever when DeMar came back. And obviously Mike didn't know. I'm not trying to be critical of Mike in this situation. I'm just wondering, like, Kevin is a basketball player where I legitimately wonder where his head is at. Like 0 for 2 yesterday and did nothing else. Nothing said. And go watch it. Go to NBA.com, however they do that thing, and pull the Kevin Huerter minutes. Like strong Sacramento King Harrison Barnes vibes, where you just feel like he's not there. Not San Antonio Spurs Harrison Barnes.
That guy's
a legend.
NBA.
Guy's a legend. But Kings HB, no, you don't see it.
Yeah,
and now
I don't know how you get to him. I don't know how he. Well, I got an idea of how he gets out of this. Is you kind of lean in on the hustle aspect of it, but we'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. And it is so frustrating with him because he was doing that stuff early in the season. We talked about how active he was on the defensive end, and he was anticipating things and making a difference out there. So he has shown that he can do that, but what happened to it? Maybe he got too wrapped up again in his shot, and he needs a reset every now and then. Like, your shot's not the only thing and the only way that you can.
But I thought he was showing that. I thought he was showing
but
that.
Then he wasn't, right? Well, I agree. He was, and then he wasn't. He had games like yesterday where you didn't even know he was there, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just a reset. I have no idea.
Mark Spears tweeted the note about DeMar DeRozan's lower back inflammation. Bobby Marks quote tweeted it with, before this season, DeRozan had played 92% of his regular season games since he entered the league in 2009, 2010. This is his 4th missed game this year.
Gee, thanks, Bobby.
Real nice friend of the show, Bobby Marks.
I think you know a guy.
That ain't fire. That ain't fire.
Just kind of points to the depth, though. Like, they're just not ready for anything.
Yeah. Not the best, man. Not the best at all. But Jae Crowder's on the way. I like Jae Crowder as a fill-in for Trey Lyles. Trey Lyles out 3 to 4 weeks, for those who didn't hear that. DeMar DeRozan going to be listed as out tomorrow. That doesn't mean he can't be upgraded tomorrow.
Right.
But my guess is that's not going to be the case, especially given he didn't look right for the couple of games. I thought he looked terrific last night, but clearly, what the hell do I know? He may have looked terrific, but clearly he didn't feel terrific. It's going to be a bumpy road, man. It's going to be a bumpy road. Who knew that the Kings beating the Warriors in the play-in game was the peak of our powers. And now the Warriors have gained more powers.
Right. Well, the funny thing is hearing, and look, once again, I think he'll be fine there, but people are starting to get frustrated with Buddy Hield in the Bay Area.
Well, guys, it was inevitable.
They're having video breakdowns of his last.
No, we've lived it. Good luck to our friends in the Bay Area. We'll come back.